Hello and welcome back to another one of my Sims 4 speed building videos, and I'm doing another building in Newcrest, the new Sims 3, or the new Sims 4 worlds that came out recently, and I'm actually doing a public lot for it this time. I am building a gym, and this was, I started this before the Sims 4 Spa Day game pack came out, and I finished it beforehand too, but I'm sure that if you downloaded this house you could, or not this house, this gym, you could put in items from the Sims 4 Spa Day game pack. I did it because I also wanted to use the Sims 4 Perfect Patio stuff, because it came with hot tubs, and I thought a hot tub would work well in the pool area for this gym, so I put one in the covered area that you can see next to the swimming pool. So I should actually talk about this gym. This gym is called Brite Workout, and that's B-R-I-T-E, as it says in the title of this video. And that's because it's got quite bright colourings, as in B-R-I-G-H-T. I know there is a difference between the spelling of those, but I just thought it could be owned by a sim called Mr. Bright, and it was just a funny little pun, because the building itself is quite colourful, and of course workout because it's a place to go to the gym. I was originally having a bit of difficulty when doing the roof, because I couldn't get it to look good and I wasn't really happy with it, but then I decided to use the curve feature on all the pieces of roof, and it immediately started looking so much better, and I just played around with it for a little longer until it got a really sort of cool looking roof for these main three sections of the building. And as you can see here, I'm starting to add in the bright colours onto the roof. I was originally just going to have the bright colours for the roof, but then I decided to see how they would look on the walls too, and I think it looked quite good, which is why I kept it, and that's why you can see the lot looking as it does in the final few screenshots. Just putting in a pavement here, as well as a car park, and putting the decking in here at the back of the gym for the swimming pool area. There aren't actually any deck chairs yet in The Sims 4, so I just put a couple of outdoor chairs, or chairs that are classified as outdoor, and a couple of other things. I can't remember what exactly now though. Doing the landscaping here, putting in some beech trees around the outside, as well as some of those bamboo poles, which I found are really useful for making it look quite full and green, but without taking too much, or taking up too much space. I think that's why people like using palm trees a lot in their builds, because they're quite thin, but they add a lot of greenery. So coming in to do the interior here, I was trying to find a way to get a balcony on the side of this room here, in on the upper floor, but I couldn't figure out a way to do it without the roof clipping through into the building. It's a weird glitch that you get with The Sims 4 when you try to add a fence to the inside of the room. It sort of cancels out the room and makes it think that it's outside. It's just a weird glitch that they need to have fixed soon, because it's been in since the base game, and I don't know why they haven't looked at it. So I'm doing the changing rooms and the bathrooms here for both genders. I used the locking doors mod to add the locked doors in for each individual gender and bathroom, because once again this was before the update where they added locked doors, and I think half walls would have been useful in this build, but as I said, when I built this I did not have those features, but I want to get on something that will use those features in the future. So as you can see here, I'm just playing around with the colours of each section of the building, trying to make it look more colourful and fairly decent. I originally went for a black trim on the roofs, but then I decided that didn't look as good because lots of the columns around the building were white. So I changed everything, including the windows, which I had put in, to be white so that it matched, and I think it looks much better, and I'm more happy with how it looks now that it's white. I also spent a lot of time on this building just fine-tuning things and hoping to try and make it look right in the way I wanted, because if there was something that I wasn't happy with, I'd spend a while on trying to find a way around that or improving it so that it didn't look as disappointing or as I hadn't imagined it. So I'm now moving on to furnishing. I start with the changing rooms because I wanted to get the sort of tedious work done, because I need to put the same pieces of furniture in each of the changing rooms so that it's sort of like equal and has all the sort of mandatory stuff. But I also think I went into good detail with the level of decorations, or the number of decorations that are put into this build, like the towels you saw me putting up on the walls. And here you can see me start using the perfect patio stuff, of course, with the hot tubs and the pot plants that came with it. It has some really nice pot plants and sofas, which you'll see me using around this build. And there you go, there's me decorating the swimming pool and the chairs on the side of the pool. And just putting a few decorations on the bottom of the pool, trying to find a way that I like the pattern. So coming onto the top floor of the gym here, the room that you can see on top is actually the manager's office, because I thought a gym like this would have an office, probably where Mr. Brite would organise all his emails and make appointments for people wanting to come and have personal trainers at the gym. That would be quite a cool feature to have in The Sims 4, I think, to have a personal trainer, and you'd get fit more easily. Or I think if you're level 10 in athletic, you can train other Sims, which would help. But anyway, I'm moving off topic. I'm putting some carpets in here, made use of some of the Sims 4 Get to Work expansion pack carpets, that's the one, and I also managed to get another one of those big carpets into this room. And you know, I've said before in numerous builds that I really like these big carpets, and I get really happy whenever I get one of them in, because they do look really cool. And I mean, on some of them the colour pattern is off, and it would be quite hard to match the room or to match pieces of furniture to the carpets, but so I want to see if I can do that in the future. But I think this grey one works really well, especially in the classy environment such as this. So you can see in the office I've got some bookshelves and some dressers, because this is a gym, and I've also got a computer and several pieces of decoration that the manager may have just thrown about his office. I've also got a barbecue out there for possibly corporate events or people who work at the gym. And then moving on to this small workout area here on the ground floor, I've got 2 treadmills and some workout equipment. Putting up some posters here on the wall, just to make it look like a notice board sort of area where you can pick up leaflets, and then also doing the same here in the main reception area to the gym, putting on the cork boards that people can possibly post advertisements on, or sort of health tips or whatever. And putting some security cameras in each room to add to the realism of this. And then I just went through the build or buy mode catalogue to find pieces of furniture that I thought would be appropriate for a gym's reception. So just finding some magazine racks, some vending machines, and that nice sculpture that came with The Sims 4 Get to Work. So I'm coming in here to try and find some desks. Just went back to put some benches around the gym because I found them and I thought they looked really good or appropriate for this style. And as you can see now, putting in the front desks for the gym. Also putting a gate on the side, because certainly gyms and swimming pools in the UK have turnstiles next in the reception that you have to go through in order to get into the gym, so you actually have to pay to get into the gym. Here's some decoration at the back of the gym, just putting magazine racks and stuff, and then just sorting out the lighting around the lot. And I think that's the last of it. So moving on to screenshots right now, you can see the front of the gym, and I've put in the street lamps around the side, and I think the trees all work really well. They don't obscure the lot too much, and still make it look really nice from all angles. And I think it fits Newcrest quite well. Because it's sort of like the city environment, it looks like a modern build that you would get in the city. So here's the inside of the gym, there's the corridor with all the notice boards, and here's one of the change rooms. In this build I made sure that this gym was fully functional, so it has all the pieces of furniture or all the items that you do need for a gym in The Sims 4 to function. And I've also put a lot of those crystal items around the lot, because they make you energized, and that will be something very good for a gym. So just a couple of shots with people and members of the public in the gym, using all the equipment or just standing around as Sims like to do. And I think here's one of the patio at the top, or terrace, and then just 2 more images of the build before the end of this video. So I want to thank you all very much for watching this video, and goodbye.